Hey guys, Lumgrant here, back with another ranked video. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I just woke up like an hour ago. But today we're going to be doing some more ranked. Today we're going to be ranking one of the biggest franchises in pop culture history, Star Wars. So we got all the stuffs down here. Got the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy, the holiday special. We got the spin-offs, Solo and Rogue One. We also have Mandalorian and the Clone Wars, both series. And we're just this time, obviously, because it's not a character ranking. The ranking statistics are going to be different. So, how I'm ranking these are how I personally enjoy them. So, this whole thing is going to be my opinion. Of course, it's going to be biased and everything. Because a lot of this is going to be nostalgia based. Um, some of it will be if the movie's even good, obviously. Movie, show, whatever. Um, so yeah, all these are my personal thoughts. So, if you get offended, I'm sorry, but this is just how I feel. So right off the bat, A New Hope. Come on, can't S rank. It's too perfect. You can't mess with the original trilogy. Um, uh, Empire Strikes Back. I didn't watch as much as a kid. It was on TV a lot because when I was younger, they would always be like marathoning the original trilogy on TV. Um, Empire was on a lot, but I never really watched it that much. So I'm gonna put it at A, just because I don't have as much experience with it. Um, Return of the Jedi, it's got to be S. I love Return of the Jedi. I have it on VHS. Um, in my opinion, Return of the Jedi is probably the best out of the original trilogy, in my opinion. I just like it a lot more. Um, don't get me wrong, I'm not like knocking the other two movies. I love them all. Um, I just find that one more interesting. Um, Moving on to the prequels. Okay, so luckily I didn't exactly grow up with the prequels, I guess. The prequels were slightly after my time. I didn't get into the prequels because I didn't know they existed until I saw episode 1 uh, at a replay in the theater, because sometimes, theaters do the thing where they take old movies and replay them every once in a while. And episode 1 here was the one that I saw in the replay. And as a kid, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Um, Now, obviously, my opinions have changed. Um, I love Darth Maul. I love the whole Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan fight. I love Qui-Gon in the movie. Liam Neeson did an amazing job. Ewan McGregor did an amazing job. Um, yeah, for the most part, the highlights of the movie for me are just Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan. So, the rest of the movie really just falls flat for me. So, for now, I'm gonna put it at D tier. Um, just because I don't think it's the greatest movie ever. I don't really like it that much. Again, it's got its highlights, but I don't really care about it as much as the others. I do like what they go on to do with Darth Maul a lot, but for the specific movie, not too much happens that interested me. Okay, episode 2. Episode 2. I'm gonna be honest, I do not give a single fuck about episode 2. I'm sorry. I just do not care about episode 2. I've seen it maybe twice, and it's just, to me, it's just so boring. I don't know why. I just really don't find it that interesting. Um, I mean, other than when they're in the Coliseum, and obviously, Jango Fett, his appearances on like Cloud City and stuff. Those are the highlights of the movie for me. Um, but other than that, it's below episode 1, surprisingly. Just because there's a lot less memorable stuff from it, I guess. Um, I mean, there was some cool stuff like General Grievous was pretty cool. Um, Again, I like what they do with him in the Clone Wars a lot more. But other than that's pretty much it. Episode 3 is my favorite movie out of the prequels. I think by far it is the best out of the three. Um, I love the whole Obi-Wan versus Anakin thing, and I love just seeing Anakin turn to the dark side. So yeah, Hayden Christensen tends to get a lot of hate for how he portrayed Anakin, but I actually think he did a good job. Um, so, you know, I mean, people are going to say what they want, but in my opinion, episode 3, it was emotional, it was fun, it was cool, it gave us the transformation scene for one of the most iconic villains in all of sci fi and pop culture in general. Um, so, yeah, I'm going to. Hmm. I'm gonna put it at B, right up here. So yeah, episode 3 is gonna be at B. Episode 3 is at B. Um, Moving on, we have the holiday special. Um, I know the holiday special came out in between movies, not after them. I don't really have these in like the exact right order. Um, but yeah, I unfortunately had the experience of watching this entire special. Not when I was younger. When I was younger, I probably would have just thought it was odd. But now I just see that it's really just. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I can see why George Lucas wishes it could just get nuked off the planet. um, it is an F right off the bat. Holiday special is an F because what the fuck, man? What even is it? What is the holiday special? Why did we really need to see Chewbacca's family for the entire movie? Oh my gosh, we don't even get to see most of the main cast for all like most of the specials. So God, it's so bad. I don't really want to talk about it. Just it's F. That's all we need to know. Um okay, the original Clone Wars series, Star Wars Clone Wars. Some people might not know that Star Wars The Clone Wars is not the first Clone Wars show. This was. It came out before it, early 2000s. Um, I didn't grow up with this show. I grew up with The Clone Wars when it came out. The movie debut and the entire show, I grew up with it. I think it's a phenomenal show. I love it. But this specific one, very short, not very long. Um, I don't remember much from it. The scenes I do remember were cool. Like the main scene that I do remember is one that I keep going back to, just to see how cool it is. It's the General Grievous scene. I love General Grievous's voice in this, by the way. His voice is way different than it is in the Clone Wars and in the prequels. He just sounds a whole lot different. He doesn't have any rasp or anything. It's just a normal voice, and it's really menacing. And he's out here in the clip that I saw. There's like Jedi hiding in this rubble, and then he's just running around, and you just hear, tick, 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 and he's just slaughtering these Jedi, and it's really cool. Um, but again, I haven't really seen much of it, so I'm gonna put it at D. Just because what I have seen I do like, but I haven't really seen much of it. So yeah. Now we're moving on to the sequel trilogy. Okay, so this one's gonna need a slight bit of explaining, I think. So I was like a lot of other Star Wars fans. I was extremely hyped when I saw the trailer for episode 6. Yeah. Um Shit was lit, not gonna lie. It was really good. It got us over there, didn't it? It got us into the theaters. We wanted to see it. And in my personal opinion, this is the best sequel trilogy movie. Um yeah, it is mostly just callbacks and fan service because like every character from the previous movies was in here just to be there. Um but when I saw episode 6 in theaters, I saw it in theaters when it came out. I loved it. I thought it was good. Um I'm going to put it in. Oops. That was an accident. Where did it go? I put it in D on accident. I wanted to put it up here in A. So A. I loved it. I still think it's the best of all the sequel trilogy. It was good. It introduced a bunch of new stuff. And then, after that, with 7 and 8, kind of just. It kind of just died. Kind of died. Um, Before the other ones came, the spin offs, Rogue One, didn't care about it. I liked the new droid. That's about it. So, Rogue One, probably gonna be E. I didn't give a crap about Rogue One. Solo, I didn't give a crap about it either. So it's also gonna go in E down here. I didn't want to watch the spin-offs. I watched a little bit of them. I just couldn't get into them. Um I know Solo's basically just all fan service. Like, check it out. See how the Millennium Falcon was actually Lando's, like they talked about in the original and everything. And Rogue One was, just a story about some of the rebels that don't even live. So I just didn't really care about it. But then episode 7 came out. Episode 7 was weird. A lot of memes from episode 7. um, Such as shooting stars Leia. Um, so there's that. Um, uh, I mean, the CG was good because obviously, well, that was in Rogue One as well when they had to do Grand Moff again. Um, But yeah, the CG was good as usually is. Um, After the prequel trilogy, um, so that was good. Um, Kylo's mask getting cut in half was pretty cool, I guess. I'm kind of stretching here because I don't have many thoughts about this movie. I watched it. I thought it was pretty average. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right in the middle at C. Because I don't really hate this movie, but I don't love it either. I just don't really care about it. So there's that. Episode 8. Oh, a lot of people have a lot of problems with this movie, and I can see why. Um, yeah, no, it's not good, is it? It's Oh man. I'm sorry. I really wanted to like this movie, but I can't. There's so many flaws in it that I didn't even go to watch this movie in the theater. I didn't go to watch it when it came out on DVD and Blu-ray. I didn't watch it when it came out on streaming. I watched it when I got it as a gift for Christmas because at that point I had to watch it because I can't not do that. I have to watch it now. It's a present, so I have to watch it. I couldn't I didn't even I didn't even get through a lot of the movie because it was just so bad that I just stopped watching at a certain point. I don't remember at what point I stopped watching. I just remember that I stopped. I went back to it and watched the rest of it later, obviously, but fuck, man. Ugh. It's not as bad as as the Christmas special, so I guess it's an E. But if it's an E, then that means that this is going to have to be D. Um, yeah, a lot of these are gonna have to be moved to D, and then episode 1 could be at C. Um, so yeah, there's that. Um, I just didn't like it, man. Uh, I don't think anything can be as bad as the holiday special, but it's pretty close. Um, okay, so here we are to current Star Wars stuff. The Mandalorian. Whew. After episode 8, I I really needed the Mandalorian and the Clone Wars to come back. I really needed the Clone Wars to come back, and I really needed the Mandalorian. Mandalorian, in my personal opinion, is on par with the original trilogy. It goes straight to S. The Mandalorian is so fucking good. And I know people might think it's overrated because of how many people say that it's good, but I can usually tell when something's overrated because I don't like to watch things just because people like them. Um, but of course, since I'm a Star Wars fan, I had to watch it, and it's so good. It's got interesting characters and plot. Everyone's just so somehow iconic already, and it's like no wonder there's so many plushes of Baby Yoda and stuff. Because Baby Yoda is like the cutest thing on the planet. I know that's not his actual name, it's the child, but the entire internet calls him Baby Yoda, so that's. I've just decided to call him that. I'm not saying it's canon, obviously, but whatever. Um, so yeah, Mandalorian, awesome. I love it. cliffhanger was interesting. I can't wait for the next season to come out. And yeah, I'm just really hyped for it. The Clone Wars. Now, I know this is the Clone Wars, the final season for the picture, but when I'm doing this, I count the entirety of the Clone Wars, so that means the entire show, movie, and then show, everything included. I grew up with the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars and the original trilogy were what I grew up with. Which, in my opinion, if I could say, I actually think that's a pretty good way to get into Star Wars. Is watch the original trilogy, watch the Clone Wars. If you're still interested, go back, watch the prequels and the sequels and everything else. But the Clone Wars, I love it. I think it's really good. The Clone Wars final season ended in such a way where, if you wanted to just watch the original trilogy and this, you could, because you get enough information to know what happened, between, the prequel movies. Obviously, you won't see Darth Vader not Darth Vader. You won't see General Grievous get killed or anything, but Clone Wars is good. Clone Wars is really good. I remember when they announced that final season, I was so fucking happy. I was so excited because I was really upset when it got canceled. And the final season was phenomenal. I mean, it was just so on point. I was just sitting there the entire time, not wanting to look away. So Clone Wars is also an S for me. So here are our final rankings. S, we have episode 4 and episode 4 and 6, Mandalorian and the Clone Wars. And A, we have Empire Strikes Back. We also have episode 7. We also have, in B, we have episode 3. In C, we have episode 8. I think I called them episode 6 and 7 earlier. I meant 7, 8, and 9. Episode 1 is also in C. And D, we have Star Wars Clone Wars, not the Clone Wars. We have episode 2. We have Rogue One. We have Solo. And E, we have episode 9. And an F, we have the holiday special. So, anyway, that's about it for this video. Do you agree with my ranking? If you do, go ahead and comment down below. If you don't, I'd like to hear your reasoning. What are your favorites? How would you rank them on a scale of S to F? I think it'd just be fun to hear you guys' opinions. And yeah, if you liked the video, hit the like button down below to show me that you did. If you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and comment. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any new content from the channel. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!